In the United States criminal justice system, douchebags represent other douchebags, who in turn represent douchebags. It's not about law or order. It's about who can tell a more convincing story.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'd like to thank you for your time and commitment in giving your precious hours and getting paid less than minimum wage to determine the future, the fate of one man's life. I want you all to take a good long look at that tub of lard and tell me if he looks like the kind of man that would be guilty of these alleged allegations. That answer is no. As a man that can barely stand on his own 2 feet, he could not have possibly committed these crimes. And these so-called victims, they came back multiple times on their own accord, on their own free will, in hopes to achieve their dreams. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Now, upon looking at him further, I think we could all agree that he is not what society would deem an attractive, good-looking, handsome, mediocre, average, below average, or even okay-looking man. Parents would not be happy if their daughter brought something like this home to meet them. In fact, they would be questioning the very moment that they screwed up, messed up so horribly bad in raising her that she had to bring something like this home in the first place. Siblings, a brother that despises or severely dislikes his sister, would have absolutely no problem telling her directly to her face with sincerity and honesty that she could do better. He's balding. He's overweight. And I'm sure throughout this trial you have all smelled that putrid stench that is oozing from his disgusting body. He truly has a face that I'm sure his mother had a hard time loving. But he is not here to be judged on his beauty or his hygiene or the sheer fact that he looks like a troll straight from David the Gnome. No, we are here to determine his innocence. Not only is my client not guilty, but he himself is a victim to the many women that take advantage of these poor, unsuspecting, ugly men of wealth and power. Imagine going to school, day in and day out, being teased and laughed at because of his Rocky Dennis-like looks and sheer lack of personality. He is a product of his cruel society that we live in that judges you on vanity and defines you by social media. He's never been asked to the prom by anybody or any other dance for that fact, unless he's paid for it. Juror number 6 knows what I'm talking about. You know, he's probably been the butt of plenty of cruel practical jokes. And he was never asked to the Sadie Hawkins by his fellow female peers. He spent his poor, sad, lonely days and nights focusing, masturbating to Victoria's Secret, Sears catalogs, to become the film powerhouse producer that he is today. Then, and only then, did women take notice to him. And still, not because of his looks, but for what he could offer them. Can you blame the guy for eating up the attention? He is the starving child that is taken to the Sizzler or the Golden Road for the first time. The only guilt he's guilty of is being naive to a cruel world that will chew you up and use you for everything that you have, only to spit you out when they've got exactly what they want from you. So when you make your decision today, I want you to remember that pathetic, sad, ugly little boy, never knowing the touch of the female gender, only to be welcomed with open arms night after night. That would drive any one man, one person, to indulge just a little more than one should have. But that does not make him a guilty man. Thank you.
What?